What are you doing?
It's the keyboard. You know what? This is the perfect opportunity for me to use your word. This thing is janky.
your, your setup is janky.
Yes, it is. I need to totally fix this. I miss my old laptop. I miss it so much. I want it
Guys,
back.
we just spent the last 10 minutes going, there's a delay. We're talking at the same time. What's going on? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I can hear you now. That's just a glimpse behind the scenes.
Oh, of the chaos that is, my show. Okay, so over the last few days, there was imminent threat of hurricane, which ended up not coming through. Yay, we're happy about that. But I've had crappy weather, so we didn't even know if tonight's stream was going to happen. So therefore, I am totally unprepared. No statement was made. You know, things were not accomplished. I am 2 days behind.
As we all know, I don't prepare for streams, so I'm doing great.
Exactly. So, but I do have to talk about the sea monkeys here. Okay. Kind of what we're here for tonight. It's the sea monkey talk.
I was not informed of this earlier.
No. So, an anonymous donor has kindly given the aquatic division a new home for the sea monkeys. We've come into a few little problems here and there.
Like
And
there's no sea monkeys.
no, it's just not scaped yet. It's like I can't just throw them in a jar. It's like that just be mean. There's got to be some rocks and some sand and air.
And life.
And then I commissioned a well-known artist known as my child to make a memorial for said sea monkeys, and it has not arrived yet either. We are on a delay. They are behind. I think they said something about the macaroni for the art hasn't arrived yet, so we're still waiting on that memorial to come through for the sea monkeys.
So I feel like a memorial is a full confession.
Well, it's for their great grandparents. They kind of haven't. They haven't been around for a while. They only lived for 60 days.
According to one of your lives, they only live for one night only.
Oh my God! There is a duck in Sean's closet. Fish nerd. No. So
He's doing quack. I didn't want to find that as funny as I did.
oh my goodness. That is kind of funny. Found it at the park. Sure you did. But once the memorial has gotten here for the original generation of sea monkeys that were not fed to the beta, when that gets here, then the twin towers of sea monkeys will be unveiled. But we've had some construction issues with part of it. But I was talking with the anonymous donor before the stream, before I was talking to Juju. This was before me and Juju started talking. But I was talking to the anonymous donor, and we came through with some ideas to fix the problems. And we're gonna come up with some more. If we run into any more problems tomorrow, we'll address those. And then
Are your problems like exactly Sean Coffee, smoke and mirrors? I'm like, are you guys having trouble coding the
the CGI sea monkeys.
You're like, there's some sort of flaw in our code, and we just can't work it out.
Well, I got Verillion. I got to hit him up to see if he can show me how to, code some sea monkeys.
Don't bring him into this. He's not here to defend himself. You're just throwing names out.
No, but I do need to give him a big shout out for the intro, because that intro is great. I love that intro.
That is a good intro for you. It's super cute.
And my cat is like knocking stuff over. Like, please don't knock the jar over. he's
I already said no. The backstory for why the new sea monkeys don't make it.
No.
Blame the cat.
Well, they're technically not new sea monkeys. They're the ancestors of the original sea monkeys. They have the same DNA, they just, replicate.
So we don't get to see this new tank tonight?
Well,
this is just a tease.
I can try to plug Dave in.
Don't do it. We already had too much trouble. You're already like, have a guess. Never mind. I'm sorry. I apologize, everyone.
So tomorrow I am gonna make a short with the two new sea monkey tanks. And then I'm gonna make, a whole series of them, of me, setting them up. That's my project for tomorrow. I have a whole day set up. I have enough ocean beach sand to fill these jars up for the sea monkeys. And I actually found plants to go into the tank.
Where'd you get these plants?
I've already had them.
Oh, your plants like propagated?
Yes, because apparently, see, when Fishner was kind enough to send me my plants for my aquariums, he sent me a plant called Vallisneria. And it's like a grass. And apparently it likes brackish water.
Is that the little like tufts of grass that I see at the bottom of the tanks?
No, that one is dwarf hair grass. The Vallisneria is the big long, it looks like a long, like a jungle grass kind of thing. It's okay. The baby plecos, the videos of the plecos on the pieces of plant.
Mm-hmm.
That's Vallisneria.
Ah, okay.
And Fish Nerd is right. It grows like a weed. It grows really quick. It has taken over the pleco tank like nobody's business.
Can you put a little bit of that like tufty grass in there in the sea monkey tank, or would they get caught up in it?
I don't know, but I will research that, and if I can, I will gladly take a pinch of it out of my aquarium and throw it in the sea monkey tank.
Because I love that little grass.
I would love to get some more of it too. I need to see if I can find it locally, because I would like to the 20 gallon that I'm going to do for the well, no, I guess I shouldn't do that for the whiskers, because they're just gonna dig up everything. But for the Skiffia tank, when I redo it, when I get all the tanks moved, I would like to get like some more tufts of it and like have it carpet like the front of the tank.
I just like it as little tufts in there. I think it's cute.
Well, I could just randomly push some down in there.
Well, Fisher said it would die.
Oh. Okay, well, no hair grass in the sea monkey tank, but I can get it for some more of my other tanks. So.
My other tanks. My blood pressure increases.
I'm trying to condense the tanks. Because
are you?
Yes, I am.
Because you want to set up a bigger tank?
No, actually, okay. So I can set 220 longs on the aquarium stand that the first one I got. So I want to do that. And one is going to be for the whiskers and one is going to be for the cories. So, yeah. I don't know how I'm keeping that hair grass alive either, by the way. But 2 takes for that. So, bam. Gonna do that. And then I can put the Scipia in one of those tanks, and I can put the Endlers in another, right? So bam, bam. That gets rid of 2 smaller tanks, and all the fishies have enough room. So
Do you have to
that's
start
good.
separating those Scyphia as they mature? Or you'll have
Yeah.
a million of them?
Yeah, I will have to do that. And especially if I get more boy to girl ratio, because the boys will literally harass the girls until, they're like,
Boys are boys in every species.
pretty much.
Okay, wait, I have another Scyphia question. When can you tell if they're male or female?
Well, I'm glad you actually asked that. Because I started noticing the babies dancing last night.
What? How old are the babies? Not that old.
They're not that old, no. All of a sudden, and even little Squid got in on the dancing. And I was so mad because my phone was at 5% and the camera wouldn't come on. I was so mad. It was after I ended the stream. It was actually around 5 in the morning. So it was a few hours.
Squid was dancing?
Tiny Squid was dancing. So I think Tiny Squid is actually a boy.
Oh, of course he's a little boy. Oh.
And I think the biggest one of the babies is a boy. And I know there's 2 girls because they were like, we're getting out of here. We're done. We're done with this dancing stuff. They were like, please.
I do love the looks on the girls' face when those boys start dancing. It's so nonplussed. They're like, keep going, fellas.
Yeah, we haven't said hey to anyone, so let's do that real quick.
Oh, yeah, we didn't. Oh, my gosh.
All right. Well, let's start. Let's see. I see Wrecker. Hey, Wrecker. Hey, Claire. Hey, Fish Nerd. Hey, Sean. Who else do we got in here? I think I saw Darth. Was Darth in here? Yep. Hey, Darth. And there's Ninja. Cat Ninja.
Ninja Cat Ninja.
And Commander. I need to talk to you about some uranium. And yeah, we'll talk about that later. Oh, I'm so gonna get put on a government watch list if I'm not careful.
I bet you're already on one.
Probably. Who else are we missing tonight?
April.
April. Hey, April. Sorry. I didn't mean to. Yeah, I think that's everyone for now.
If we missed you, we're sorry. It was not intentional.
It was not. Sorry we waited so long to greet everyone. We just kind of started talking.
Christola.
Hey, Christola. So this morning, I was watching a live stream, and I fell asleep during this live stream. And then I had this dream that I was talking and fish in this live stream. And you know what? I don't think that was entirely a dream. I think I might have actually done that. I just said a few gloves.
Yes, we saw you put that chat in the stream.
Oh, so yeah. I was kind of really hoping that was a dream. I guess it wasn't.
That was not a dream. We actually thought you were like fell asleep with the stream playing, and you were like butt chatting. We're like, she just roll over on the phone.
I think I did. And then I think I probably heard my name. And that's when I was like, what's going on the phone? Oh, I really need to stop doing that. But hey, at least I went to sleep.
That's a relaxing stream.
It was. It was a very relaxing stream.
Did you see Wrecker's question? Here, I'll put it on the screen. Were you talking about oxygen weed when you were talking about the tank plants by any chance?
Oxygen weed. I do not know what oxygen weed is. But I have a lot of plants that grow like weeds. Well, technically I have one that grows like a weed. I'd actually like to try some hydroponics. And never mind, we won't go for that either. Oh.
She was chatting in a chat in her sleep.
I literally chatted in my sleep in a chat. Yeah. Oh, it's that point you realize maybe need to put that phone down every once in a while.
Yeah, you are addicted to your phone, by the way.
Oh, totally. I totally am.
If Mousy didn't have a phone for 24 hours and she freaked out, then stole her husband's phone and messaged me from every one of her husband's accounts. She was like, "It's me. It's me. I'm over." I was
I
like,
did.
I'm like, we might need to have a discussion about your phone usage.
Yeah, I probably do have a little bit of an issue with my phone. Oh my god, what is? I really wish I could show you what this fish is doing. He's trying to eat snail eggs and he's dancing at the same time. It's times like this I need a better computer. Really need a better computer. Oh, and before, like 2 years ago, I'm watching fish porn. Oh god, now I'm really never gonna get monetized.
Nah, they'll let you in.
But yeah, no, I really need to figure out some sort of better computer situation. I'm working on it. Totally
I
working
vote
on that.
we set the goal of you get monetized and then you just save all that money to upgrade your equipment.
That is a good idea because yeah, I do need a better camera, and I was looking on Amazon, and they actually have DSLR cameras, like a whole starter kit for like $800. I don't know if that's a good deal or not. I know absolutely nothing about cameras, but I'm probably gonna get that, and I'm probably gonna regret it.
Mousy.
But
No.
hey, at least I'll have a better camera.
Let me look at the deal and then let me work my internet magic.
Yeah.
Record, we all need to be monetized. Well, except for me. I don't prepare content. So,
If anyone gets,
which by the way, everyone should create a Kick account and go sub to Wrecker because you will thoroughly enjoy his streams. And if you need something to fall asleep to, like Mousy does, then we'll laugh at you in chat when you roll over on your phone.
and if you're really nice to Wrecker, he'll sing you a song about fishies.
Oh, bye, Christola.
Bye, Christola. See you later. So yeah, it's been a been a crazy couple of days. And, got a lot of that going on too. Oh, so yeah, on top of there is new developments in the whole uh, aquatic division here. So on top of the sea monkeys. Oh, hey, Shug. Long time no see. I have known Shug forever, y'all. Like, for a really long time.
Hi, Shug. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so new developments.
The new developments. So
you have an anonymous donor now.
I have an anonymous donor. And all that will be revealed as soon as I get everything set up.
Well, spoiler alert, you've already revealed.
So the sea monkeys, they are actually, they're doing their thing. They're reproducing. They're making more sea monkeys. And the shrimp, 3 of them are pregnant now. They're all going to have, little shrimplets floating around pretty soon.
Wait a second. Which shrimp?
The actual shrimp, not the brine shrimp. The Neocaridina. The blue ones,
Well, that's what I was wondering. The blue, because you have like clear white ones too, right?
Well, yeah, they're the same as the blue shrimp. They're not very colorful because they're Okay. So when I got more shrimp, right, because I was totally afraid I was going to annihilate them all, I bought what they consider culls. They're the shrimp that you can, feed to your fish, or, they're just not great quality shrimp. Okay.
Just sometimes you just rage out on shrimp of all kinds.
Yeah. Like I just, and I was like,
Hi, Shangy girl. Hi, Skywatcher
hey,
Dennis.
hey, thanks for stopping by.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
It's okay. But so
You're talking about afraid that you would annihilate shrimp as you have a history of doing so. Go
yes,
on.
I have a bad history with shrimp, So I did buy some lower quality. I traded for them. I got them virtually for free.
No, see, you're like, I bought some lower quality shrimp because things happen.
And they were free. So, it was, it was a good deal. So I got them just to see like if it was something with the tank going on, if it was me,
They're test shrimp.
they are test shrimp. It's like an atomic testing aquarium there.
You like brought them in. You're like, you may live, you may die. We don't know.
It's like, I gave her a couple of plants and a couple of bucks, and I got like some mystery snails and a whole like 16, 18 pack of shrimp. So I'm
You
doing
do realize
good.
this sounds like you're making like drug deals in parking lots. You're like, listen, I
Perfect.
met her behind the candy store gym. I traded a few plants for less than par shrimp.
And a couple of mystery snails.
For good measure.
For good measure. Yeah. So I did get a good deal on that. In my opinion. Fish Nerd thinks I did too, so I think I did good.
Fish Nerd called it, and I quote, a smoking deal.
Yeah.
You guys and your hobby.
The baby plecos are doing good. Mr. and Mrs. Whiskers are getting kind of, oh yeah, that's actually a good one. Don't buy meat out of a trunk. I've learned that lesson.
But shrimp's okay.
If they're alive, yes.
No, I'm sorry. Go on. It's just funny. You're like, I met this person. This is what we traded.
And but the plecos are doing good. They're growing up. They're actually, I see them swimming around. They're munching on the leaves. They're munching on the wood. I have not seen any long fins yet, and I am thinking tonight when I set up the aquarium stream, I'm actually gonna do it on the Whiskers tank.
What do you mean long fins?
Well, okay, so you know how Mrs. Whiskers, she's the albino one, and she's got longer, flowy fins. That's actually
yes.
yeah. She's got and Mr. Whiskers has short, stubby fins. So I've got a 50-50 chance of getting some with some long, flowy fins like their mama. But none of them were albino.
Must be a recessed gene.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But there's other opportunities. Hi, Mrs. C.
Hey, Mrs. C.
So there's there is chance that some will have longer fins than the others, and so I'm just waiting for them to get a little bigger, and some of them are a much like lighter color than the others. Like you could almost see through them, but they're not totally albino, which is kind of cool.
That is cool.
And
so what are you going to do with them all? Are you going to sell them?
Probably. I'll probably keep a couple of them.
For breeding.
Yeah, for breeding purposes, because I have Mr. and Mrs. Whiskers, and it looks like the other set of bristle nose plecos that I have in the Scipia tank are also a boy and a girl. So I have two pairs that can potentially breed. And then the their little babies. I'll probably send one back to Fish Nerd because he's like their grandpa. So
The grandpa.
Oh, and Sean said a calico can happen. And yes, I will probably be selling them behind the candy store.
Now Mousy has a goal of getting a calico pleco. Are the calicos mainly female?
Yeah, kind of like kitties.
Yeah.
That's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna have to look into that. So yeah, and then I am pretty sure, and another reason why I do want to run the stream on the whisker tank is so that Fish Nerd can get a look at the endlers that I have in there. Because I think the girl is pregnant, and I can't tell because I've never had endlers before, but I think he would know. So I'll run the stream. He can watch it. If he doesn't watch it tonight, he can watch it later, and he can tell me what he thinks. And yeah, so I'm excited about that.
We're all excited.
I
Now,
am.
no, that is cool. But do the plecos like interbreed? Can the siblings breed with each other?
I believe so. It's our Teresa.
Hi, Teresa. The fish OBGYN.
Well, I'm not gonna go there. I was gonna make a really bad joke. I'm gonna stop myself.
Somebody's gotta be.
It was like, doesn't every guy want to be?
No.
Almost. Sorry. Because not every guy wants to be an OBGYN.
I would think most don't. That's gotta be a horrific job.
That is true. Especially once the babies start flying out.
Nope. So you think the Endlers are pregnant?
Yes. Which I'm kind of hoping they are, because Mr. Mousy is going to be super excited about that.
Guys, have you heard that we've lost Mr. Mousy? I'm sure you have. He's slowly crossing over to the fishy side.
Well, I would think so, but then he won a giveaway on another channel earlier this week, and he got really excited about it. And I'm like, if someone dangled like a Comic-Con exclusive Batman in front of his face, those fish would be like, what fish? He'd be like, those are your fish. I'm out.
I got Comic-Con Batman to play with over here.
Exactly.
No, it is cute that he got excited about those Endlers.
Yeah, and so the fish kind of have him wrapped around their finger. And I was telling Juju about this last night. And I'm going to kind of share this story with everyone now. Because Squid is the worst. Little Squid is the worst at tricking everybody. Okay? So I'll be sitting here in the living room next to my 20-gallon tank with the Scipia. And all of a sudden I'll feel like something watching me. And it's little Squid. And he'll look at me and then he'll start picking the ground like, oh, I'm hungry. So I'm like, oh, well, let's get him a little piece of Pleco wafer and drop it by him. And then he goes right for it, right? And then I leave him alone, and he eats his wafer, and Estelle finishes the rest, and that's how it is. Well, when Mr. Mousy gets home, he always feeds the Endlers, and usually I have fed the Scipia and everyone else by that point, but he likes to feed the little Endler guys, right? And one day I'm watching, and he's feeding the Endlers, and all the Scipia have come to the corner of the tank, and they're watching him feed the Endlers. So he just like grabs the bag of food and walks over to the tank and just drops a little pinch in, and I'm like, what are you doing? And he was like, well, they were looking at me. And I'm like, I I just fed him an hour ago. And he was like, oh, sorry. And then my daughter comes in and was like, I fed him before that.
Oh no.
Oh, and I'm like, oh my God, did your sister, I looked at Mr. Mousy and I'm like, oh my God, did your sister feed him too? And I think they got fed 4 times that day. And I was like, don't feed the fish. I was like,
Yeah.
no wonder the water's so cloudy. I was like, geez.
Mousy's like, I haven't been able to solve the cloudy water problem. Oh, it's 5 pounds of food that gets put in there every day.
Like the mystery.
Dude, that's awesome that the fish are like, listen, here's our target. The big guy.
Like if he sees us all watching, then
They're watching
gonna get
all of
some
you guys.
treats.
They know who to work over.
And there's been times where little squid has come over. and I swear it's like the other little baby fish have put him up to it, like, go get us a treat, go get us a Pleco wafer.
Hey, Grace Case.
Hey Grace, how you doing?
Dude, I will tell you that's for sure occurring. Those other fish are using squid. They're like, listen, you're tiny and cute. Get out there, get us a Pleco wafer. They always fall for you.
I kind of want to get like a thing made for the channel that's a box. Like you take a box of vanilla wafers, right? Nilla wafers, and like replace it with a green Pleco wafer and change the name from Nilla wafers to Pleco wafers. Make like a t-shirt out of it. That's going to be my merch right there. It's going to be the Pleco wafer box. Just to find someone that can design that for me.
I love you and your fish passion.
Isn't it great?
It actually is great.
Like a year ago. Okay, so, it's been a year since I first live streamed. I think like the 18th of this month was like the first time I live streamed.
Happy 1-year anniversary.
Exactly, right? Which means it's also your 1-year anniversary and Shenanigans 1-year anniversary because we all started streaming in like the same 3-week period.
Happy anniversary, all of us.
Yay!
The internet and fish world is better place because of it.
Exactly. And see, if you'd have told me a year ago I would have like aquariums and fish again, I'd have been like, nah. I would like maybe a couple of hamsters.
I know. Your hobby escalated quickly. Like, didn't it kind of start as a joke?
Kind of with the sea monkeys because, I was looking on Amazon and I was like, birthday presents. And I was like, I haven't asked for a birthday present since I was a kid, right? So what do you ask for? And I saw the sea monkeys and I was like, well, I'm going to add that, right? It was a joke, kind of thing. Like,
and then we had someone named Sean in chat and she escalated the situation.
And Grace, Grace actually purchased the sea monkeys. And, and then when I was having the problems, Sean was like, hey, I got someone who can help you.
Fish are like crack.
They really are. And they're cute too. Like, you don't think they're cute, but they kind of are. And then you got people that start telling you there's furry fish, so you get your hopes up.
I mean, I had to confess that I did get emotional about tiny squid.
Yes.
Poor fish nerd. Because Mousy said, something's wrong with squid. And I was like, what? And I ran right to fish nerd. I'm like, help. Something's wrong with squid.
I was like, he's getting bigger. Which is actually a good thing. The little boy needs to put on, a couple little ounces. At least a half an ounce or two.
As much as I tease, evidently I like the fish too.
And it's kind of funny because they do have personality. I mean, like I said, John Travolta in the tank here, you know.
That was well played, Sean Coffey. Well played.
Hey, we all need a break, So now I just need to find someone for Mr. Mousy that likes action figures as much as him. Not that I don't like action figures, I do. It's just not my hobby, It's I like watching the shows, but I'm just not into collecting the little things. And see, it's kind of like going to be a dual thing when I get a camera because he's kind of got dioramas that he's making for them so he can take shots of them. So hopefully he'll do something with that. Maybe learn some stop motion animation. Who knows?
Oh, that
he
would be
could do
cool.
it. Yeah. So see, Teresa likes the fish too.
Teresa, don't encourage this crowd.
Okay. So where the furry fish came from, how it started. So I was in a Discord, and I believe it was Shenanigans, and it was titled Fur Babies, and I'm like, but I have fish, and fish aren't furry, and I was like, so do fish count as fur babies? And Leon was like, well, actually, there is a furry fish, and I'm like, no way, Liam. And he's like, yeah, see, look here. And it started from there. And then I was like trying to look up, the furry fish, but I was kind of busy. So I was only half paying attention. So I didn't realize it was kind of a joke at first, but then I did.
I didn't realize furry fish was a joke.
Yeah. He got me. He got me good. Liam got me. So, So now I'm gonna find one of those famous fur-bearing trout for fish nerd, and I'm gonna get him one that does, like the flappy singing stuff. Sean Coffey is gonna end up being like, I don't like you anymore.
You guys are all out of control. That's what I say.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna go that far. I mean, he likes the Endlers and everything. But
I don't know. He says some pretty cute stuff to Tiny Squid.
Yeah, he does like the tiny squid. Hey, Liam.
Mousy was messing up. She did not read your post correctly.
Yeah, and I was like thinking it was all serious. I was like, man, Liam got me. Oh, but yeah, I would not be surprised if Mr. Mousy didn't get one of the tanks after I'm done with like rearranging everything, and make a whole like Batman cave situation, or throw an Aquaman and a Wonder Woman in the tank because apparently they had a thing. So it could go some really weird places with Mr. Mousy and the fish. So
that's actually a great way to combine your hobbies.
It really is. So
you two are nerd enough to pull it off.
We really
are. That's kind of fun. And Aquaman and Wonder Woman had a thing? Who knew?
They did. Apparently they did, and it started a huge war, and Wonder Woman ended up killing like Aquaman's wife. And yeah,
wait a sec.
Stole her crown and like cut her head off. Man, it was brutal.
Well, I'll keep my thoughts to myself on that. Yeah, Wrecker. You have to be in control first to be out of it. That's an excellent point in this situation.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been in control of anything. But
yeah, no, so, you are the chaos in my life.
And it is wonderful.
You do stress me out sometimes, though. I'll be like, There's several times where I'm like, I'm gonna get in my car and drive to your house. I can't handle this. Fish nerd, no control.
And sometimes if I sound like I'm talking nonsense, I probably am talking with you.
Listen, I do need to have a powwow with you and Fish Nerd because I'm sick of you two messing with me. You
Okay,
guys
I
think you're
promise.
so funny.
No, Fish Nerd is out of control though. You got to watch him.
Fish Nerd is
Seriously.
out of control. What story you read, Master?
I think it was oh crap, I don't even remember. There's so many of them. Like because they did the whole, like every comic book line did the whole multiverse thing. And was it the Flashpoint series where that happens with Aquaman and Wonder Woman? It's not like the regular timeline. So yeah.
I don't know any of that stuff.
Behave like heathens is what we will behave like.
I'm over in my, I don't know, my own nerd world.
Oh, but yeah, it's really kind of funny because, like, okay, back to Little Squid though. Everyone in
Tiny
the
squid,
house
I love him.
comes in and like they have to check on him and make sure they can find him in the tank. It's like the other ones are all growing up doing their thing, and everyone's like, "Where's Squid?" And it's like they're all growing up, and he's still the same little fishy.
No, he's busy like making plans to manipulate the whole household and everyone in the tanks.
And he's like, you know what? Y'all go about doing your thing. He's like, I am over here planning to rule the world.
He will too. Be suspect of that guy.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so out of all of the creatures I have, from the shrimps to the fish to the plecos, the only thing that's not breeded yet have been the mystery snails.
Really?
Yes.
Why is that?
I haven't done it yet. I don't know. I'm thinking either I don't have a girl and a boy that is quite ready yet. Because out of all the ones I've got, one has to be a girl, one has to be a boy.
Well, didn't Fish Nerd say snails like?
Well, not all of them are,
Self-breeders.
Yeah, some do need a boy and a girl. And mystery snails are of that variety. So
how do you gender a snail?
it has something to do with, you can look under their shell, but I don't know how to do that, and I'm not willing to accidentally hurt a snail. Because if you pull them out of the shell, they're kind of gone.
This is so gross.
Yeah. So we're not going to attempt to do that.
How long do they take to mature?
That's a good question. Fish nerd, do you know that? Of course you know that.
Mystery snails need to be pairs because they like keeping it a mystery.
Exactly. Like, Sergeant Snail is ginormous. He is huge.
He is a big dude. About 6 months. How long have you had him? Were they babies when you got him?
Yeah, well, some of them were babies. Like 4 of them were. And I know Fish Nerd sent me way more than I have, but I didn't know that the Scipia will actually eat baby snails. And I don't think Fish Nerd knew that either. Because otherwise, we would have done things differently. So I pretty much put, when he sent everything to me, it was kind of like, One tank was ready to go, so they all went into that tank. And now I have like 10 mystery snails, but I think like more than 20 got sent. So oops.
I think Liam made a great point. It's most important if the snails can tell each other's sex.
Exactly. Like, I don't need to really know. It's as long as they were like, hey, we can do this.
What if it's all like men or all lady snails in there and they're like mildly sad? They're just like, man.
Okay, and what Sean Coffey said. The only thing is I don't know exactly what I'm looking for.
But rest assured, I will be Googling that later.
So, yes, there will be hopefully a total close in the Sea Monkey case by the end of the week. We're just, what is it called when you have to pay? The restitution part is still being worked out between the Sea Monkeys and my attorney. So, apparently I'm guilty. I did it all. I'm going to take an Alfred plea later, but for now we're saying I did it.
I'm going to take an Alfred plea. That's pretty good. I believe prosecution will be amenable to that.
Oh, yeah.
And every time you stream, you confess to killing more. So,
it's like, how many have I killed?
It's best to settle this quickly.
Yes.
Well, that's real sad, Fish Nerd. If they're all ladies, they'll eventually lay eggs that won't hatch.
Oh, that is sad. On the upper part of the snail shell. See, I'm going to have to figure that out. Because also, like, the way mystery snails do it versus the ram's horn is completely different from what I've heard. Like, if you see two of the ram's horns kind of like hugging it out, then you know what they're doing.
Hugging it out.
It's like, just turn the tank light off and walk away. Just walk away.
Oh, don't mind them. They're just hugging it out. Mystery snails don't change. Man, mystery snails. So aptly named. See, I thought so too, Teresa. Turns out we did not pay enough attention when Mousy was talking. Or Fish Nerd. I may or may not have been goofing off in chat.
Well, it happens. Speaking of Pleco wafers, old Skippy are looking at me. I know what they want.
Is it more baby snails to eat?
Well, yeah, probably is. It's like they can do that themselves, so there's plenty in that tank.
How did they get named mystery snails? Take your time. Maybe that's a question for next time when you're on panel. I'm putting this on screen. Just, for future reference. I believe that no one knows. It's a real mystery how they got their name.
Yeah. Okay, so about what Wrecker said. We sure he wasn't the one? Okay, I don't want to throw allegations out there or get sued for, defamation, but
Fish Nerd, I don't believe your tale about mystery snails.
I actually think he's right, though.
Listen, I don't trust either of you because you two regularly come at me with lies.
it's good fun and humor and yeah.
The two of them gang up on me, everyone. And Fishnerd will text me and he'll be like, poor Mousy, all the eggs are gone.
Technically, they were gone. They were baby Pleckos at that point.
Listen, you jerks. Stop doing that. That's not the only time. Then they just laugh and laugh. Thanks, Sean. Exactly. Like Sean and I are going to start teaming up on YouTube.
But I'm not a rat. I'm a mouse.
You know how I feel about Maya's.
Oh, speaking of flying rats, I saw bats earlier.
Dude, that's awesome. I love bats.
They were little bitty, like baby bats. They were eating the
usually
inside.
have bats around your house?
Oh, we have tons of bats.
We do too.
I'm glad we don't get them in our roof here, because at my mom's house before, oh my God, that was horrible. We had a drop ceiling in one of the rooms, and the bats would get all worked up, and they would flap their wings, and the boards would actually come up. Yeah, we had to get someone to come in the house and actually get them out.
I was going to say, that's actually dangerous to have them in your house.
Yeah, it is. The room that they were in was technically the garage that had been like finished off into a room. So yeah, we had to get them. Someone had to come in, take them out, close off where they were getting in at, and then we had to put new ceiling panels in because they had just destroyed it.
My neighbor and I were in talks to make a bat house and like put it in between our 2 yards, but then he moved. So I was sad about that. I'm like, man, I wanted a bat house.
You should still do a bat house.
You know what I think's going to happen, Fisher? I'm going to stop taking messages from you and Mousy. That's what's going to happen.
The next time any of the fish, though, give birth, I will try to get it on, video.
Oh,
like be there with my little camcorder, kind of like a dad in the labor and delivery room.
You were cute. She was so cute, everyone, the night the babies were born. She was sending me texts and she's like, 11:56, 2 babies. Like, giving me a play-by-play of what was happening. She was so excited.
Like, they're actually popping out, y'all.
I know. Then she described too much to me. And as we all know, I don't handle that well.
What you do is like, stop, just stop.
I know. I'm like, nope. Can't handle it. Don't like it. You got too graphic, Mallory. You got way too graphic.
Well, it was kind of funny because, like, all of a sudden the mama fish was in labor, and then all of a sudden she like stopped, and a little fish flew out and swam around the tank and landed on a leaf and just stopped. And I was like, "Is it okay?" And I was about to like reach in there and try to poke it, and it swam away. And I was like, "I guess it's fine."
Just figuring out what happened. That's true. You did offer. I'm saving that, Sean, because I'm going to need it in the future, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Liam is right, like, to watch them, like, because I've never seen it before. I had guppies, but, I was a kid. So I wasn't watching them, like, hardcore watching them. So, this time I actually got to see what, like, fish birth was like. And it's really not as bad as, like, human birth at all.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Like, it was over quick. Like, once she started popping them puppies out, dude, she was done. I think it was like 30 minutes, and she was done. It's like, wow, that took me a whole 12 hours.
So gross.
Kind of jealous here, little fishy. Kind of jealous.
I realize it's like the circle of life and all that. Beautiful and a miracle. But I don't know. Quick and no mess.
Exactly. I think it's because it's a water birth, you know?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a lot more comfortable.
Oh,
Although
no.
I will say, when she was super pregnant, when those ladies were,
I was worried they were like gonna pop open. That was bad.
I just thought how good, how comfortable they must be in the tank.
Well, you know, at least they all just got to float around. I will give Sean that one. You know. Yeah, so I think the next time when I actually get some that are going to have babies, when it gets closer, like, because I found out that Scipia, it takes 60 days from once they're pregnant to give birth. I really think I'm going to get like a divider for the tank, or actually take them out and put them in a quarantine tank, just so they're not having to deal with the guys as much. Because I really think that was really stressful for them, you know?
Yeah.
Because, you know I wouldn't want to have to run away from a guy that just couldn't stop dancing for me.
You're like, listen, you already succeeded. Back off.
Yeah, with Scipia, that was something like Fishner told me that the babies were going to be bigger, like too big for the actual parents to eat, and I was kind of like, are they though? I was like, surely not. And then, yeah, they really were a lot bigger, but they had a lot less of them. Like guppies will have, like anywhere from 10 or more, and the Scipia was like 5. So,
How many would they eat all the babies if they could?
I know guppies would. If they can see them, they will go after them. They're like, oh, dinner.
Why do they do that? Nutrients?
Yeah, pretty much. And I guess they can't differentiate that they're actual kids. They're like,
I guess
oh,
if they interbreed, they're not real concerned about DNA and whatnot.
yeah, they're like, we're hungry. Yeah, the Endlers, I'm gonna have to watch. Like, I don't think the dad could eat them because he is teeny tiny compared to the mother. She's like a lot bigger than him. She could eat them, but him, I don't really see that happening. So I may have to get her like a nursery tank, and it's a little tank that goes in your tank. You put the mom in, and then the fish can actually swim away from her.
That is cute. A nursery tank.
Yep, a little nursery tank.
Do you leave it empty or do you design it?
Well, I guess we could put some little seahorses on it. Maybe a little picture of a little squid, and I wonder if we could find a little mobile to go in there so that like the little fish could bat it with their fins.
A tiny Pleco wafer mobile.
Yeah, a little Pleco wafer mobile,
Wait, tortures them. They're like, we're so hungry. All we have is this fake food.
Well, but we could actually tie little pieces of Pleco wafer to it so they could nibble on it. And just replace them. Those things are cheap. You get a whole bag of them for like $5. Yes, a baby saver. That's what I need to get. And there's like all kinds of like neat things you can get, like netting to where like the babies can swim to one side and the mom stays on the other. It's kind of cool.
I guess it's cool.
She's just like, well, now you're just getting kind of involved in it.
Yep.
And like, I was really surprised because, like, okay, so when Mr. Whiskers, you know, kicked his eggs out of the tank, out of the cave, and Fish Nerd was like, you know, try to scoot them back in and see what happens. And every time I scooted them in, he kicked them back out. I don't know if it was because maybe he thought they were snails trying to get in there or what was going on, but he would just kick it out, but he still stayed in there fanning like they were still in there. So Fish Nerd was like, you know, here, do this. So I found like a little small food Tupperware container, popped some holes on the top, put some water in it, popped the eggs in there, put an air stone in it, and it worked. So, you know, so I guess, you know, I did something right the first time. So I was very proud of myself. I followed directions for once.
Yeah, you said that's really hard to do though. Like once they
Yeah, like once they get like rejected. Like I was really surprised they were even like fertilized too, because I just really thought it was just like a, you know, like I thought it was like a failed attempt because he had kicked them out. So I was really surprised that any of them hatched at all. I was personally like, I know Fish Nerd kept telling me, you know, hey, it might not go well, but it's okay. And I was kind of thinking they weren't going to hatch either. Like I did the next day when I looked inside, I mean, I was literally talking to him. And then after we got done talking, I looked in the container and they had turned into babies. Like that quick. It was like, wow, that happened.
sorry, I had to go mute something. That
So, yeah.
from the time they laid the eggs that the eggs hatched, that was pretty quick though.
Yeah, it was less than 2 weeks. Because I was supposed to go, there was a fish club meeting and it was a swap meet and I really wanted to go. And my doctor's appointment ran late. The lady that I was meeting, I wasn't going to get to where she needed me to meet her on time. And it just, everything fell apart that day. And I wasn't feeling great anyway. So it was a bad day and I was frustrated. And I get home and Fish Nerd had actually said, well, you know, you might want to check that cave again. And sure as shit that he told me to check it, there were eggs there. And I was like, damn, there's eggs there. And I was like, and I sent him a picture of it. And I was like, okay, what do we do now? And yeah. And then he was like, you know, hey, pump them in the shrimp tank. And that would have worked had I not had snails in it. Because then he was like, oh yeah, they might eat those. So don't do that.
Those snails will eat anything.
The ram's horns and the pond snails, yeah. If it's just sitting there, they're gonna eat it. They're kind of carnivorous like that, it seems.
Well, I'm very proud of you, Mousy. You are doing so good with these fish.
Thank you.
I mean, you started with like zero knowledge, basically.
Yeah,
and look
I
at
knew
you
that.
now, breeding,
Nothing.
making parking lot deals, trades with people. That's awesome.
I know. Now I just, you know, want to like I
Escalate.
said, well, I don't want to escalate, but I do want to get like everything situated, like get everything set up properly, because you know I did kind of like piece some of this stuff together, and when I find stuff on sale, like filters and stuff, I have been buying them, so I really do want to, you know, like I said, get the 220 long set up, and eventually get some quarries. So. See, and actually, he's right because now I can borrow the shrimp because I'm going to have a ton of them. I really will have a ton of shrimp in a little bit.
Now you're shrimp for breeding. John Coffey said she's seen mystery snails clean.
Really?
Hey, Autistic Shill.
Hey, Shill, good to see ya. But yeah, so I'm just really surprised that I've gotten this far with any of it because before, like I said, we had guppies. Guppies just kind of like, they're going to end up reproducing because they do. It's just guppies are known for it. But this is like the first time I've actually kept plants alive, fish alive, and everything alive, and it's been kind of fun.
It's been fun to watch you do it and learn.
So the beta.
Liam, stop encouraging her, please. Do not ask questions like that.
So the beta, actually, Russell, one of the kiddos, had asked if I was gonna breed the beta, if we were gonna get a boy, because I have a girl, and I was like, don't know about that because I know they make bubble nests, and they have specific like breeding stuff, and it's like I don't think I'm there yet. So, and see, I really wish like Teresa could have a fish tank because I would totally like hook her up.
In conclusion, stay tuned a couple months. She'll be breeding those betas.
Yeah, I was like, I think the one that I have is a bubble nester. But again, like I said, I'm not sure because I don't know much about betas. I just know, they shouldn't put them in little cups because that's just me.
You know what I know?
Put it in a little cup.
They love brine shrimp.
They do. They do. But they only got brine shrimp once. They only got them once.
So she says.
Yeah. it was only once. I swear. I'm paying for it, okay? Okay. But seriously. But yeah, that's where I'm at and everything. And I'm gonna start. Hopefully, this will be my first video coming out this weekend of a project. So let's hope it goes well because it's gonna be my first editing job too.
Oh,
so
it will go well. I have extreme confidence in you.
Well, I know like the project will go well. I don't know about the editing, so we'll see. Allegedly, it was only once. I still have a 5-pound jar of them. I just, I don't need 5 pounds of them right now.
No one ever needs 5 pounds of them.
Yeah. Yeah, Fishner's right. I'm not ready for the beta yet. And like I agree with that. Like, and plus I would need to get more setup space and stuff. So, I'll get there eventually. I'll have spare tanks and stuff. We won't talk about what's in my shed right now. But yeah.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Nothing. I don't have like 4 other 10-gallon tanks in my shed right now.
All right. Well, we'll have a talk about that later. Just kidding.
Technically, those used to be hamster homes, okay? So they wouldn't have to be like re-put back together. Like they need new silicone before I could use them. So, yeah. But I could trade them in a parking lot.
There you go.
Okay. Well, y'all, it's been over an hour, and you know how it is with me. Like I try to stick at an hour. So I'm gonna, cut this to an end, and I shall be back this weekend and throughout the week with fishies at night. So, keep an eye out for the aquariums.
And she'll let you know about those endlers.
Yeah, and the endlers, because those are probably going up tonight. So the mermaid twin.
All right.
All right, y'all. All right. Well, good night, everyone. I will see y'all in a few days.
Good
And,
night, all.
Okay, so I'm trying to think what's going on the rest of the week besides my aquarium streams. I know Shenanigans is doing a
Would you
stream,
rather?
a Would You Rather with AC on Thursday. And then I'll be back Sunday. And Claire is streaming on Friday and Saturday and Sunday. Is that right?
I'll be honest. I don't know.
I'll put a community post up because I didn't go and look at everything before I started tonight because I was running late. There were issues with my food order, so you know how that is. But all right, good night, everyone. I will see y'all later.
Good night.
Bye.
Goodbye.